The state of the planet's wildlife has been laid bare today. A new report by the Worldwide Fund says global wildlife population have more than halved since 1970. WWF says populations of mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians and fish have declined on average by 52%. Then it goes on to say that animals living in rivers, be it rivers, lakes, wetlands, are probably the worst affected, with 76% of the freshwater wildlife disappearing over that 40-year period. The WWF says that almost the entire decline is down to us, human activity and our demands, be it through habitat loss, deforestation, overfishing and hunting. Now, the fall in wildlife seems to be worse in less developed and poorer countries, be it East Asia and parts of Africa. But perhaps the most affected, says WWF, is Latin America, with 83% of wildlife lost in those 40 years. Now, in terms of the animals impacted, the WWF says many of them are currently facing a double whammy.
So definitely the animals that are worst impacted are those that are facing dual threats at the same time. So a perfect example is forest elephants, which live in Central and Western Africa, and they've been hit badly by deforestation. So their former range is only about 6% of their former range. Plus, they're being targeted for their ivory. So it's kind of like a double whammy. They're getting attacked like this. Whereas if you took the example of tigers, tigers have gone down from about 100,000 at the turn of the last century to only 3,200 tigers left on the planet at the moment. But their habitats, there's still relatively large tracts of habitat they could expand into, but it's the poaching threat that's really stopping the tiger population numbers from recovering.
And with the human population expected to grow, there are fears that the planet's wildlife and ecosystem will only be damaged further. Isa Suarez, CNN, London.